I lied in the Nistel video. Gator is actually beast type and speaks animal. He got Nisteled to humanoid many years ago. How he became a Gatorbold is something we might share in the future. I don't know. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite spells. A lot of DMs love this too, especially when you bring it up often. Sadly, a lot of people sleep on this spell, and that includes role players too, which is really bizarre to me. If you tell the DM that you're going to use this spell often, they will describe animals more often in their scenes to make the world feel even more lively. Be it a tiny mouse in the house, horde of rats in the dungeon scuttling away from your torchlight, pigeons battling over a piece of bread in the streets, and so on. There's more for you, the players, and the DM to think about, and that adds to the sandbox element of D&D and storytelling. You're powering the table by just mentioning the spell and what you plan on doing with it. You're using transparency to enhance gameplay by adding more NPCs to the scenes. And it's all because you picked a ritual spell. That's roleplay optimization. Animals are very fun and sometimes really silly characters. Like, imagine talking to a golden retriever about literally anything. Like, oh boy, you're in for a really fun time, and it's probably gonna be super cute too. Anyways, I'm currently playing a land druid in a regular game, and I've made sure so far to cast Speak with Animals regularly, and it's already made a huge impact in the game. There's been companionship, and they've helped us with quests. I'm gonna tell you how to take advantage of that. The thing I really want to drill into you guys today is beasts and humanoids aren't that different when you can talk to them. They're both NPCs with personalities, motives, feelings, information, blah blah blah. I know I sound like a hippie or something, but it's true. I think it's a big mistake to look at animals as fully animal in the magical world of Dungeons and Dragons. Animals in the fantasy world are smarter than those in real life. But at the same time, animals are really stupid, which makes them very predictable and very useful. So welcome to Pack Tactics, where we exploit the animals. Kubel, the script says befriend the animals, not exploit them. Well, we do both, but before we continue, this video is sponsored by World Anvil. If you're a creative type like an artist, dungeon master, or writer that really wants to train your creative muscles, then this is the perfect tool for you. It gives you a ton of ideas. There's also a lot of guides, and there's a dedicated community creating all sorts of crazy stuff, be it sci-fi, horror, medieval fantasy, you name it. World Anvil will help you organize everything. Lore will be easier to keep track of. Be it powerful historical people, countries, different types of wars, resources, gods, and so on. And you can look at other people's stuff for inspiration too. I remember when I ran my Curse of Strahd campaign many years ago, I took ideas from World Anvil and put them in my campaign. There's also the maps. This is like Google Maps but for your own world. I think this is incredibly fun. There's just so much customization here you won't believe. I highly recommend checking out World Anvil. Use the code PACK at the checkout and you'll get a 51% off any yearly subscription. Back to the video, let's read the spell. Speak with Animals, first level spell, action cast, you can ritual cast it, 10-minute duration. For the duration, you can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. And you can use any of the influence action skill options with them. Most beasts have little to say about topics that don't pertain to survival or companionship. But at minimum, a beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever it perceived within the past day. This spell is available to bards, druids, rangers, warlocks, nature clerics, and ancients paladin. Druids, nature cleric, and ancients paladin always have this spell prepared through a feature. Same with ranger if you're using optional class features from Tashes. Jeremy told me you can pick this for your 2024 ranger because because it's from Tasha's. But make sure to talk to your DM anyways. I highly doubt they're gonna say no. You're a ranger. 2014 warlocks can get Beast Speech Eldritch Invocation, which lets you cast the spell at will. Unfortunately, for some really strange reason, the new warlock does not have access to this invocation. It's in the 2014 book only. So that means it's not backwards compatible. But I'm pretty sure every DM on planet Earth are gonna let you pick this. Anyways, I don't recommend you take this invocation. Ritual casting is more than enough. That's probably why Beast Speech didn't make it in the new book. Now, what is said for beasts in the spell is true, and usually that's enough information you need. And if not, you move to the next NPC or animal you find. It's a ritual cast, it's whatever. Most animals are basically kinda like random no-name citizens in the streets, but more useful and they're everywhere. For someone who has speak with animals, a forest, jungle, or whatever wildlife environment in general is kinda like a city full of random background NPCs, though obviously more dangerous. You just picking this spell technically more than doubles your diplomatic reach, which is very powerful in the communication game. And unlike normal NPCs, animals are really stupid and predictable. They usually only care about two things: food and, well, let's not talk about the other one. The food option is really easy to provide, especially if you're a druid with good berries. One berry is enough to sustain a creature for a whole day. If a carnivore like a wolf is being difficult about the berry, you can just shove the berry into a ration or a slab of meat and give it to them. That will most likely be an animal handling check, but it's a better deal than bribing a human 50 gold or whatever for help. Here you just paid like 2 silver. That's basically nothing. Also, by the way, by bribing the wolves, you might actually avoid an encounter. Wolf encounters in tier 1 are terrifying because of pack tactics, so this is a really good play. Diplomacy is very powerful. Once you feed whatever animal and their belly is full, you can take it a step further and speak their language about survival and companionship. Like, for example, Mr. Bird, if you help me find the evil tiefling with the eye patch in the city or forest or whatever, then I will reward you with more food. Well, Kobold! DMs will say no to extra companions! I'm not talking about a sidekick or a DMPC or anything. This is just a one and done for this specific quest and maybe future quests in the forest or whatever. It's a connection like an ally. You can never have too many friends. If you befriend the Harpers, the whole faction isn't gonna travel with you. They'll just aid you. Same with this animal. Wait, so you're developing the animal into a regular occurring NPC? Not necessarily. You can though. I've done it by talking to the DM. But really, it's more like developing the beast into an NPC that's not like most beasts that's described in the spell's description here. We want it to be an NPC that will have more to say about the topics we want to know about, because it knows it's going to be rewarded in survival or even companionship. It might not fully comprehend the situation or what they're doing or what they're looking for fully, but it's definitely trying more than most animals. If there's a party member with minor illusion, they can show the animal pictures and stuff through canvases. If the animal has no idea what a tiefling or a eye patch is, then you just show them a picture with minor illusion. They'll hopefully figure it out from there and maybe find the person. It's creative. Talking to an animal is like talking to a barbarian. You have to think and talk like they do, and slowly feed them nuggets of wisdom. I think you guys are starting to see the picture now. Do not underestimate animals as these meme NPCs or lesser than normal random irrelevant NPCs you see on the streets. They are incredibly useful for information, scouting, avoiding potential encounters, and making allies with connections. I don't expect you to befriend the whole forest or anything, but an ally here and there is optimal. I've recently befriended dinosaurs. They've helped our party win a race. And I currently have one of them as my permanent mount. If you want to hear about my druid build and a little bit about that campaign, link in the description. Anyways, end the video. Guys, check out the gator dice. Don't they look cool? There's also going to be kobold dice as well. They will be on backer kit in March, so stay tuned. Link in the description. Anyways, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!